I've always been jealous of your era. I know, it's not necessarily I want to be older.
Jealous.
No, but you're right. What I mean, like, is when I watch the movies from your era, and they throwing the chinchillas on the Frank Lucas movies and Nicky Barnes on the cover of Time. You know, they rats, but I'm just saying they were the biggest. What was it like at the time when you the biggest guy? Because Dr. J was the biggest guy on the earth at that time.
Facts.
When they talk about all this stuff, because, you know, we from New York, I don't know about him, but I'm assuming him, we from New York, we think Harlem's the flyers, right? And we think of all that. But that's about your time.
I thought this show wasn't going to have no flags.
What did I say?
I don't know, but go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is...
What's the flag? That's the cutoff?
No, that means foul on the play. Like I said something.
I didn't agree with.
He didn't agree with it, so he threw the flag. Okay. We usually got 100 of them flying. We've been real gentle with you, Mr. Dr. J, Mr. Irvin.
Yeah, I show respect. You know,
my thing is,
respect.
What was it like in that era?
Flyness.
We see you fly. You fly it in all of them.
Forever.
You got Will Chamberlain bragging, but he wasn't more swagged out than you.
Yeah.
And
it was Clyde.
You was outside.
How about your boy Clyde?
Clyde Frazier. You know, he still wear the cowboy suit. Right? He got the cow. It's made out of cow.
Clyde still rocking same suits.
Yeah.
The same suits?
He might have got them tailored up, but I think it's the same, right? You can't even find some of that. He got some of the finest cow skins and materials that you ever see.
Yo, Clyde, man. You know, I be trying to dress, right?
But he was cool. He played the cool card. His management company used to represent him. Mm-hmm. So it was
your era, Dr. J. I'm trying to get you in this era, right?
Okay.
It's Harlem. It's New York City. You from New York. You the biggest in the world. You Dr. J. You slam dunking over everything. You coming to the Rucker, shutting it down. You got all these guys that we watch these movies of in the middle of your era. What was that like, Dr. J? Could you just describe to us what was Dr. J's life at that time? Was there a club in Harlem that was out of this world that you walked in at 12 midnight and was like, Dr. J, like, what was that like?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. So at a certain hour, you know, I would be in the after hours club and I look around, I'm thinking, these people don't want to go home or they ain't got nowhere to go. Let me get the hell out of here. Because I got a home and I was, living in my parents' house because I was early 20s. I stayed in New York till I was 26. So birth to 26. And I wasn't trying to be hard. My mom, she raised 3 kids and pretty much by herself. She did marry. I had a stepfather, but she bared the load. And I said, I ain't trying to do nothing to make it harder on her than it already is. Yeah.
I'm not saying being harder. No, was you there, Dr. J? Everybody was coming up to you, yo, Dr. J, this is such and such.
Yeah.
Yo, Dr. J, this is such and such. They had to be doing that, right?
Yeah. So, me, Reggie Jackson, Arthur Ashe.
Oh.
Miles Davis. The Bill Cosby.
Whoa.
So 1974, we would meet frequently at Cosby's house. All right? And a lot of the discussion was about time and place and what we doing. Arthur was the best tennis player in the world.
Yes.
I had my basketball thing going, 74, multiple time MVP in the ABA. Miles was making music, and Miles would bring some music and he'd play it. But there was a thing called Divided Soul. We listened to it, so we couldn't understand nothing. And 2 weeks later, It was running up the
The
charts.
biggest song in the world, huh?
running up the charts.
We saw some of those.
Yeah, because you don't know. I mean, it's raw. I had that with Grover Washington Jr., in Philly. He'd write something, I'd hear it. Oh, that's all right. Next thing I know,
That's the
it's like
Huff. What was that? Gamble and Huff?
Gamble and Huff.
And Philly.
Yeah, they were in Philly.
Philly was the
They in Philly. They made great music. Cosby got all jammed up. And it was very, very unfortunate because, he was a good mentor in my life. Because he was older than us and he hosted us in his house. And this is 74. So we in our 20s. Reggie was a little older. Me and Arthur about the same age. And Miles is a little older too. So we had our crew. That's a good crew to have.
wow.
You ain't got to know.
That's the Mount Rushmore of crews.
You ain't got to go to no
You
club.
can't beat no Arthur Ashe, no Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, Bill Cosby, Jello Pudding Pops. This man was Fat Albert. Like he had Fat Albert.
Yeah.
You go out.
So that helped me because I had friends like that. And now, Reggie and I are still friends. He got an event going on in Vegas beginning of the next month. So he just sent me a note. All right, you gonna be here? Hell yeah, I'm gonna be here. You gonna tie me. You're a link to my past, and it was a great time. So you were a link to my past when I was on the top of the world. And being talked about in that conversation. Who's the best basketball player in the world? That's when that conversation was going on.
I'll be honest with you, Dr. J. You're still on top of the world. You still on top of the world. When they see you, ain't nobody. I know you might think it was a long no.
He lights up every room he steps